You must be the new lab volunteer. Come with me, I'll show you around.
Okay.
Here is where we keep the contained viruses, including the coronavirus.
Wow. That's so cool, but what's the most powerful virus you have?
It is in another room, follow me.
Alright.
Here it is. This is a very radioactive virus, and one infected can turn into millions within a matter of days. This virus is made out of at least 6 other viruses and 15 grams of hazardous materials. If exposed to this monster, your death will be certain within 120 hours, which is only 5 days. There is almost no type of immune system that can fight off this virus. For the ones that do, they will have to live physically disabled for the rest of their lives. We made this virus as a way to combat thieves. All the rooms have PIN codes. If you enter the code wrong more than 5 times, there will be a small device above the doorway that will release this virus and exterminate the threat.
Wow. I am already loving it a lot here.
Trust me, buddy, if you think that's cool, then you are going to love it even more here. The more you work, the crazier it gets around here. Anyways, we are currently doing test subjects for the virus I was telling you about earlier. Wanna see?
Definitely.
Hey sir, how are you doing? It has been about an hour since we injected the virus into you.
Well, I have been experiencing lots of symptoms of the flu. And I have been pooping out lots of diarrhea. And I vomited like 6 times. And the weirdest thing I have been experiencing is hearing these strange voices in my head.
What are the voices saying to you?
I keep hearing, "Kill them all." I have been hearing these words for the past 30 minutes.
My god, that's not good. You need the vaccine now. This will not hurt, trust me.
Okay, sure.
I'll check back on you tomorrow.
Alright. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey Mr. Hello? Fuck. I must kill myself now.
Providing the public in assigned areas with news and information. A new unknown virus has been on the rise of cases within the last couple of days. People who had contracted the virus have been experiencing a fever, headache, chills, extreme coughing, sore throat, abdominal pain, reduced taste of smell and taste, runny nose, vomiting, diarrhea. They also reportedly heard voices in their mind telling them to kill other people. Lots of people that have been infected with the virus have begun acting very erratic after 24 hours of contraction. This virus is highly contagious, and anyone that goes within 5 meters of an infected will also get this unnamed illness. Going in between 5 meters of an infected will now be illegal. Anyone caught within 5 meters of someone with a possibility of this unknown illness will be detained and questioned about the acts they committed. Anyone infected by this new virus will be taken in by the government until they manage to find a cure for the infected. Right now, around 250 people have contracted the virus, and 170 people have died from it. Another 600 people have also either died or have been brutally injured by the infecteds. If this virus continues to get more volatile, we will have to issue a lockdown for all of Seattle. Since the case counter is at a low point right now, community activity will continue. However, social distancing will be put into place. It is unknown what or who leaked the virus. The identity of the person is also not known at this time. The FBI is on a manhunt mission to try and catch the person who leaked the virus. The man that leaked the virus will face high-levels charges and could potentially face up to 50 years in prison. The amount of people that get infected with this virus will add another 2 weeks to the person's prison sentence. Not many information about this virus is obtained right now. But we are keeping our eyes out for infecteds to try and gather more information about this secret event. That's all of the information we have up to this hour. We will continue to provide more information to people in assigned areas. This is Dave, signing off for now.
This is a message being relayed by the government of Washington. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Seattle Police Department. A new unnamed mental illness has been reportedly spreading around the entirety of Seattle for about 5 days. 3 days ago, the amount of people that is infected was about 250. Now, it is now at approximately 1,700. And about 900 people died from this illness. Another 3,600 died from physical violence from the infecteds. It is unknown how this virus can reach out to so many people and fasten their deaths. The FBI are also still on the manhunt for the person that released this virus. Yet the identity of the man is still not known at this time. Within the next week, an official lockdown will be put into place for the entirety of Seattle, requested by the government of Washington. The reason of not being effective immediately is so that people can buy essentials from stores and pharmacies. By the next week, all businesses including stores and pharmacies will be shut down for the remainder of this small outbreak. Use your outdoor time wisely, because anyone caught going outside during lockdown will be prosecuted. If anyone you know is claiming that they are hearing strange voices, get in touch with the government of Washington immediately. If you for some reason refuse, you are putting your life in extreme danger as they will attack anyone inside of their path. Stay tuned to local outlets for further updates of this highly dangerous event. The following message is transmitted at the request of the government of Washington. This unnamed virus has been making a very dangerous jump in cases. From the last update, the case counter was only at 1,700. Now, according to a projector of database information, the counter is at 15,400. Because of the dangerous jump in cases, an official lockdown will have to start early, effective immediately. No one will be allowed to leave their homes for an unknown period of time. If anyone is caught outside during lockdown, they will get arrested. The city of Seattle will be closed. This means no one will be able to leave or enter Seattle. We cannot let another pandemic start. Coming within 5 meters of an infected is illegal. Anyone caught will be prosecuted at the fullest extent of the law. We understand that these legal punishments may be strict. These laws exist only because that's how desperate we are to not start another global virus outbreak. We also apologize for the short time notice of the official lockdown. Stay tuned to local outlets for further information on this highly dangerous situation.
This is the CDC providing new updates to residents in Washington. We have done a lot of research about the virus, and it comes to show that this was released by a test subject at an undisclosed laboratory. The reason of this virus leaking was caused by a massive mistake with the working of the vaccine made to eliminate the virus. The vaccine was a complete letdown for this virus situation. The vaccine only made the virus stronger for an unknown reason. They did a full exam and check for the vaccine and nothing was found. The ingredients of the vaccine and the virus itself most likely made a good connection together, and has led the virus to become more stronger. According to the undisclosed lab, the virus is merged with 6 different viruses. This virus is now being dubbed R4O, otherwise known as Radioactive 2024 Outbreak. This virus has many potentials of completely destroying the mind of the infected. It has also been found that the original amount of time it takes to completely kill the mind of the infected was 120 hours. Now, for some reason, it only takes 24 hours for the infected to be completely homicidal. The likely reason for this is most likely because of the vaccine that was a total failure to make. It has also been found that with 24 hours of contraction, which is the state of people going homicidal, they are dead and not alive. There is no type of pulse from the soul that was originally in the body that is controlling the body of the infected. The body will just start moving and attack any they see in their path. Although the lockdown is currently mitigating the risks of being infected by R4O. R4O is a fast and volatile virus that travels all throughout the body and drives a person homicidal. The virus has enough power to control a body and kill everybody the body sees in its path. The state of Washington will be closed to prevent another possibility of the pandemic. However, the chances are unlikely that this will be the case since the lockdown has slowed down the rate of R4O. This is all the information we have gathered for the residents of Washington. Good luck to all residents of Washington. This is the CDC, signing off for now.
The following message is transmitting at the request of the Centers for Disease and the governments of the affected states. This virus, named R4O, has reached into several other states. These states include Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, Montana, and Nevada. This virus is spreading dangerously quick and it is killing lots by the minute. So far, at least 104,000 people have reportedly experienced symptoms of R4O. The R4O symptoms seem to be very similar to the flu. Except, the symptoms are 10 times worse. This virus is well known for its ability to display strange voice in the host's mind and kill not only the brain, but also the entire body. This virus can also harvest enough energy to control the body and attack everyone they see in their path. Since lockdown has suddenly stopped being effective, all military units in the affected areas are going to be on a hunt to kill the infecteds that are now being referred as zombies. If the military does not make progress, it will just have to come to the point where explosive nuclear weapons get involved. We understand that this is a big jump within a short amount of time. But keep in mind that this virus is rapidly spreading and killing lots per minute. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevent and several high-level state governments. R4O has completely done crazy damage across the United States. This is what I mean by crazy. The current case counter right now is at 1,302,004 cases. We will have to shut down the border that leads to the eastern United States. This means Anyone that will go within a 1,500-mile radius of the border, they will be asked by the military to leave the area immediately. If you do not comply with the military, you will be shot on sight. All aviation vehicles will be suspended due to countless incidents where our 4 victims caused chaos while in the air. This has even caused some planes to crash into some fields. The United States and the Canadian military service have agreed to assist in this outbreak situation. Stay indoors at all times. Going outdoors is no longer legal. We understand these laws and legal punishments may be really harsh, but this is to protect the United States and potentially the whole world from another pandemic. Only time will tell if the military procedure will work.
Man, I am thirsty. Oh yeah, I forgot I have some soda. I'm gonna grab a drink. What was that? Oh well, must have been my imagination. Okay now zombie, come and show yourself. Or else you will really regret it. Yes, I killed a zombie. Shit, I have been infected. I will make this country safer.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the United States government. The team-up of the American and Canadian military forces are failing miserably. Out of 2.3 million military cadets, only 400,000 military cadets remain standing healthy. Since this plan is not working, we are going to have to launch one of our most powerful nuclear weapons, including our B-83s. Just one of these nuclear bombs has the potential to affect an entire state. We will be using 17 of our 650 B-83s we currently have in our arsenal. Everyone in the western states will be on their own. We have currently ceased all military operations in the west. The rest of the military is currently obliged to flee to save themselves. Those in the western United States is obliged to evacuate to the east. To do this, You will need approval by the government to evacuate. If you do not get approved, prepare for an inevitable death. Surviving a nuclear situation like this is nearly impossible even with a really defensive fallout shelter. For those in the West listening to this message, just know that we are only doing this to protect the lives of everyone on the globe, and you are dying for the better of the human race. The B-83s will launch in approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes. So pack only the things you will require on your journey to get approval by the government. If you cross the border without getting an approval by the government, you will be mistaken as a victim of R40, and you will get shot on sight. Do not wait, gather up supplies now. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the United States government. The bombs almost accomplished no progress to eradicating the zombies. One of the most powerful bombs in the U.S. arsenal has done almost no effect on the zombie outbreak. Out of the 1.7 million infecteds, only 4,000 confirmed eradications have had effect with the outbreak. This has heavily discouraged the government and the President of the United States to find some effective plans. The government will be coming up with a contingency plan to try and stop outbreak. It has also been found that the entire country has officially been affected by this rapid outbreak. However, we will try create a vaccine, and we will test with every possible drug, chemical the United States government. It also has been found that the zombies are immortal. They can't die. However, they can be paralyzed. This is all the information we have for now. This is James signing off for now.
This is the CDC providing more information to the public in assigned areas. More information has been to mitigate the threat of the outbreak. It has been found that people that have bad hygiene is very highly vulnerable of getting infected with R40. There is an 85% chance of getting infected by this highly volatile virus if you go outdoors. From the last update, only 18,700 confirmed infections have been reported. Now, the case counter has multiplied by over 1,000. This has led to us pressuring ourselves to find an idea fast. But I don't think it's making our situation any better. All residents of the United States are obligated to follow these instructions. Do not go outside for any reason. Your chances of death are almost certain if you go outdoors for even just a minute. Wash your hands for 20 seconds every 6 hours unless if you are asleep. Use gloves when you are eating with your hands. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze, as this will prevent germs from spreading. Try to distance yourself from others for as long as possible. If you have a firearm, keep it with you at all times. If an infected attacks you, grab a weapon such as a baseball bat, knives, a crowbar, or anything that will be great for combat. If you obtain a weapon, target the head of the zombie. This will knock out the zombie for about 12 hours but will not kill it entirely. Once it wakes up, it will wake up confused to its whereabouts, but it will still be aggressive to anyone they see in their path. If you knock out a zombie, drag the zombie and lock it inside of any empty room in your home. If you refuse to lock the zombie in an empty room, you are putting your life at great risk, as when the zombie wakes up, the zombie will attack you again when you are not expecting it. If you don't follow any of these instructions, your life is at great risk of becoming infected. When you become infected, you will have a certain death within 24 hours. At this point, it is currently unknown if our globe will survive the whole thing. We will continue to research for more information on this extremely dangerous outbreak. This is David, a researcher at the CDC Foundation, signing off for now.
You made me realize that you're the only one. Don't need to tell me what the future holds. Oh, I'll be fine, 'cause we'll be laying in the sun. So you can let your hair down. I'll hide all of your worries away, and we don't have to go now. I wish I could live this life on replay. Don't need to make plans, it's all in your hands. I'm too busy, I'm spending all my time with you. Driving through the states, don't know what awaits. It don't matter, I'm spending all my time with you. I'm spending all my time. I'm spending all my time with you. Oh, I'm spending all my time. I'm spending all my time with you. I've seen your smile light up the darkest rooms. I'll put your love on top, 'cause I know.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the President of the United States. This is a nuclear emergency. This means an imminent nuclear power plant explosion rampage is about to take place for the entirety of the United States. The reason for this imminent explosion is because of the 17 B-83s that were supposed to wipe out the zombies struck near millions of power plants. These power plants are expected to explode within the next 25 minutes. Seek a fallout shelter immediately. If you do not comply, you will face certain death. If you do not have a fallout shelter, seek in the lowest ground of your home, such as a basement, and bring the following essentials with you: food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a cell phone, batteries, and a battery-powered radio for your shelter stay. If you hesitate and wait for some reason, you might just ruin your chances of surviving this nuclear power plant explosion event. Please do not wait, stock up on supplies and seek somewhere safe immediately.
No, you will too. You get more beautiful like flowers bloom. I've never felt this yet, it feels like deja vu. So you can let your hair down.
The following message is being relayed by the Canadian government. An aggressive viral pandemic that has originated from the United States has reached into Canada, and it has only been 35 days since the patient zero for this virus took place. This virus is called R40. R40 is an extremely volatile virus that can kill someone within a matter of hours. Once a person gets infected with the virus, they cannot be saved. The symptoms of the virus are very similar to the flu, but an additional 2 symptoms of extreme diarrhea and these strange noises in the mind of its hosts. It is unknown how or where this virus came from, but martial law will be put into place. This means no one will be allowed to leave their homes for any reason at all. Do not go within 5 meters of any infected. If you get caught doing so, you will be shot on sight. Always wash your hands every 6 hours for 20 seconds unless if you are asleep. Put gloves on if you are eating something with your hands. And most importantly, always cover your face when you cough or sneeze. Try to be as far away from everyone as possible. If you don't comply with these instructions, you are putting your life at highly great risk. These instructions are meant to be taken very seriously, and not complying with these instructions will only put you in a larger threat. It has been found that this virus has some chemicals that belong in one of the most powerful family of viruses called Alantero. This potentially means that this virus has so much power, to the point that it has the potential to end the world as we know it. However, this is not confirmed at this time. At this time, please stay highly aware to ensure your safety.
Le message suivant est relayé par le gouvernement canadien. Une pandémie virale agressive provenant des États-Unis a atteint le Canada, et il n'y a que 35 jours que le patient zéro pour ce virus a été atteint. Ce virus s'appelle R4O. Le R4O est un virus extrêmement volatile qui peut tuer une personne en quelques heures. Une fois qu'une personne est infectée par le virus, elle ne peut plus être sauvée. Les symptômes du virus sont très similaires à ceux de la grippe. Mais il s'y ajoute 2 symptômes supplémentaires, à savoir une diarrhée extrême et des bruits étranges dans l'esprit de l'hôte. On ne sait pas comment ni d'où vient ce virus. Mais la loi martiale sera mise en place. Cela signifie que personne ne sera autorisé à quitter son domicile pour quelque raison que ce soit. Ne vous approchez pas à moins de 5 mètres d'une personne infectée. Si vous êtes surpris à le faire, vous serez abattu sur place. Lavez-vous toujours les mains toutes les 6 heures pendant 20 secondes, sauf si vous dormez. Mettez des gants si vous mangez quelque chose avec vos mains. Et surtout, couvrez-vous toujours le visage lorsque vous toussez ou éternuez. Essayez d'être aussi loin que possible de tout le monde. Si vous ne respectez pas ces instructions, vous mettez votre vie en grand danger. Ces instructions doivent être prises très au sérieux et le non-respect de ces instructions ne fera que vous mettre davantage en danger. Il a été découvert que ce virus contenait des substances chimiques appartenant à l'une des familles de virus les plus puissantes, appelée Alantero. Cela signifie potentiellement que ce virus est très puissant, au point qu'il pourrait mettre fin au monde tel que nous le connaissons. Toutefois, cette information n'est pas confirmée à l'heure actuelle. Pour l'instant, nous vous demandons de rester très vigilants afin d'assurer votre sécurité.
El siguiente mensaje es transmitido por la Fundación de Salud y Asistencia Médica de Chile. Una agresiva pandemia viral que parece haber partido desde Estados Unidos ha llegado a Chile, y solo han pasado 41 días desde que se produjo el paciente cero de este virus. Este virus se llama R4O. El R4O es un virus extremadamente volátil que puede matar a alguien en cuestión de horas. Una vez que una persona se infecta con el virus, no puede ser salvada. Los síntomas del virus son muy similares a los de la gripe, pero tiene 2 síntomas adicionales: diarrea extrema y ruidos extraños en la mente de su huésped. Se desconoce cómo de dónde vino este virus, pero la ley marcial se pondrá en marcha. Esto significa que nadie podrá salir de sus casas por ninguna razón. No se acerquen a menos de 5 metros de cualquier infectado. Si te pillan haciéndolo, te dispararán in situ. Lávate siempre las manos cada 6 horas durante 20 segundos, a menos que estés dormido. Ponte guantes si comes algo con las manos. Y lo más importante, tápate siempre la cara al toser o estornudar. Intenta estar lo más lejos posible de todos. Si no cumples estas instrucciones, estás poniendo tu vida en grave peligro. Estas instrucciones deben tomarse muy en serio y no cumplirlas solo te pondrá en mayor peligro. Se ha descubierto que este virus tiene algunas sustancias químicas que pertenecen a una de las familias más poderosas de virus llamada Yentaro. Esto significa potencialmente que este virus tiene tanto poder, hasta el punto de que tiene el potencial para acabar con el mundo tal como lo conocemos. Sin embargo, esto no está confirmado en este momento. Por favor, manténgase alerta para garantizar su seguridad.
Poniższa wiadomość została przekazana przez Fundację Polska Zdrowa i Medyczna. Agresywna pandemia wirusowa, która najwyraźniej rozpoczęła się na kontynencie północnoamerykańskim, dotarła do Polski, a minęło zaledwie 41 dni, odkąd wystąpił pacjent zero dla tego wirusa. Wirus ten nazywa się R4O. R4O jest niezwykle niestabilnym wirusem, który może zabić kogoś w ciągu kilku godzin. Osoby zarażonej wirusem nie da się uratować. Objawy wirusa są bardzo podobne do grypy. Ale dodatkowe dwa objawy to ekstremalna biegunka i te dziwne odgłosy w umyśle żywiciela. Nie wiadomo, skąd wziął się ten wirus. Ale wszystkim mieszkańcom Polski zdecydowanie zaleca się natychmiastową ewakuację z kraju i lot gdzieś daleko od dotkniętego kraju. Dla tych, którzy nie zdecydują się na ewakuację, zostanie wprowadzony stan wojenny. Obowiązuje od godziny 5:25 czasu środkowoeuropejskiego. Oznacza to, że nikt nie będzie mógł opuszczać swoich domów z jakiegokolwiek powodu. Nie należy zbliżać się na odległość mniejszą niż 5 metrów od zarażonych. Jeśli zostaniesz na tym przyłapany, zostaniesz zastrzelony na miejscu. Zawsze myj ręce co 6 godzin przez 20 sekund, chyba że śpisz. Zakładaj rękawiczki, jeśli jesz coś rękami. A co najważniejsze, zawsze zakrywaj twarz, gdy kaszlesz lub kichasz. Staraj się być jak najdalej od wszystkich. Jeśli nie zastosujesz się do tych instrukcji, narazisz swoje życie na ogromne ryzyko. Instrukcje te należy traktować bardzo poważnie, a ich nieprzestrzeganie tylko zwiększy zagrożenie. Stwierdzono, że wirus ten zawiera pewne substancje chemiczne, które należą do jednej z najpotężniejszych rodzin wirusów o nazwie Allentaro. Potencjalnie oznacza to, że wirus ten ma tak dużą moc, że może doprowadzić do końca świata, jaki znamy. Jednak w tej chwili nie jest to potwierdzone. W tej chwili prosimy o zachowanie wysokiej świadomości, aby zapewnić sobie bezpieczeństwo.
The following message is being relayed by the Department of Health and Aged Care. It has come to our attention that an aggressive viral pandemic that seems to have been causing havoc all around the world has entered Australia, and it has only been 47 days since a patient zero for this virus took place. This virus is called R4O. R4O is an extremely volatile virus that can kill someone within a matter of hours. Once a person gets infected with the virus, they cannot be saved. The symptoms of the virus are very similar to the flu, but an additional 2 symptoms of extreme diarrhea and these strange noises in the mind of its hosts. It is unknown how or where this virus came from, but martial law will be put into place. This means no one will be allowed to leave their homes for any reason at all. Do not go within 5 meters of any infected. If you get caught doing so, you will be shot on sight. Always wash your hands every 6 hours for 20 seconds unless if you are asleep. Put gloves on if you are reading something with your hands. And most importantly, always cover your face when you cough or sneeze. Try to be as far away from everyone as possible. If you don't comply with these instructions, you are putting your life at highly grave risk. These instructions are meant to be taken very seriously, and not complying with these instructions will only put you in a larger threat. It has been found that this virus has some chemicals that belong in one of the most powerful family of viruses called LNT. This potentially means that this virus has so much power, to the point that it has the potential to end the world as we know it. However, this is not confirmed at this time. At this time, please stay highly aware to ensure your safety.
Die folgende Nachricht wird auf Ersuchen der deutschen Regierung übermittelt. Der radioaktive 2024 Outbreak hat uns offiziell überwältigt. Wir haben offiziell die Kapitulation vor der Epidemie erklärt. Zu viele militärische Spezialisten sind entweder gestorben, oder sie wurden infiziert und in Zombies verwandelt. Berichten zufolge sind etwa 80 Millionen Menschen an R4O erkrankt. Der Rest des Militärs flieht aus dem Land, um sein eigenes Leben zu retten. Euch wird geraten, das Land sofort zu evakuieren und weit weg von Orten zu ziehen, an denen es besonders viele Infizierte gibt. Alle Waffengesetze sind nun außer Kraft gesetzt. Jeder, der mindestens 13 Jahre alt ist, darf jetzt eine Schusswaffe tragen. Wenn es jemandem gelingt, eine explosive Waffe wie eine Granate zu finden, ist es jetzt für jeden ab 16 Jahren legal, sich eine explosive Waffe zu besorgen, um eine Menge Zombies auszulöschen. Das Land ist zusammengebrochen. Es besteht keine Hoffnung, dass sich dieses Land jemals wieder erholen wird. Wenn Sie auf einen Zombie treffen und keine Waffe besitzen, ist das Ihr Ende. Wir können Sie nicht retten oder Ihnen helfen. Es tut mir leid, dass dies geschehen musste, aber wir haben alles in unserer Macht Stehende getan, um dieses Land zu schützen und zu retten. Aber dies hat uns eine Lektion erteilt, dass wir als Menschen nicht so unbesiegbar sind, wie wir dachten. Vergeuden Sie keine Zeit und sammeln Sie die Sachen, die Sie auf Ihrer Reise zur Flucht aus dem Land zu Ihrer Sicherheit benötigen. Wir beenden nun die letzte deutsche Sendung mit einer Audioaufnahme der Nationalhymne.
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles, über alles in der Welt.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the World Health Organization. Many countries around the world are experiencing the wrath of the R4O pandemic. The entirety of the planet Earth has been affected badly by this virus outbreak. America has been brought to its knees, and the United States may not have much time left. Around 327 million people have been infected by this deadly outbreak. This means only 25 million official citizens remain in this country that may or may not collapse very soon. Our final plan of finding chemicals to combat this virus has failed. Because of this, wear heavy clothing and a face mask to mitigate the chances of contracting this virus. If you go outside for more than 10 minutes without any equipment to protect you from this virus, your chances of contracting the virus will be at 85%. R4O particles can easily enter your homes by seeping through cracks or a hole in a wall. If you have a crack or a hole in a wall, seal it immediately before it is too late. If you for some reason refuse to, you will contract R4O. If you think you have contracted R4O, commit suicide immediately before you go into the pulseless state of the virus. Doing this will cease the cycle of the virus, and it will give the United States a smaller threat and will put everyone near you in a safer position. Stay tuned to local outlets for further updates on this highly dangerous event.
Well, for the people that are still alive, it hurts for me to say this, but we surrender. The Radioactive 2024 outbreak has officially overpowered us. We have officially declared surrender to the outbreak. Too many military specialists have either died or they have been infected and turned into a zombie. Around 330 million people have reportedly contracted R40, and only 20 million residents of America remain standing. The rest of the military is fleeing the country to save their own lives. I, the President of the United States, encourage you guys to evacuate the country immediately and move somewhere far from places that have an intense amount of infecteds. All gun laws are now suspended. It is now legal for anyone at the age of 13 or older to carry a firearm. If anyone manages to find an explosive weapon such as a grenade, it is now legal for anyone ages 16 and over to obtain an explosive weapon to wipe out a crowd of zombies. The country has collapsed. There is no hope for this country to ever recover. If you encounter a zombie, and you do not have a weapon obtained, it is officially year-end. We cannot save or assist you. I am sorry this had to happen, but we have tried everything in our power to protect and save this country. But this has taught us a lesson. That we as humans are not as invincible as we thought we were. Do not waste time and gather the stuff that you will require on your journey to escape the country for your safety. Well guys, that's all I have to say. This is the final message as the United States President. I truly wish all of you guys the best of luck out there. To be honest, I don't think I am going to survive this event. So, I just thought I would give out one final message to the public in assigned areas. Thank you for listening and goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst has unfortunately come to pass. The United States has ceased all operation and the government is overwhelmed with the intense amount of zombies. Our country has fallen. There is no way we can handle this situation now. The entire planet has been seriously damaged by this for all. Society's end is inevitable, as well as your death. There is officially no more safe zones around the world. Around 7 billion people have been infected. All functioning around the world has ceased operation, and it is only within a matter of time that the last country will fall and cease functioning. It has also been found that the president and his representatives has been infected, and within the next 15-19 hours, all of them will become zombies. I am sorry, but we have tried everything in our power to survive. Do whatever you guys want. All laws have been suspended. Gun and nuclear explosives are not enough to eradicate a group of zombies. You guys can either commit suicide or try to stay alive for as long as possible. The only way to make yourself a bit more safer is to seek an underground shelter. But this won't guarantee your survival. This will only raise your chances of survival by 5%. Even if you do seek an underground shelter, your death will still be inevitable. The end of the world is near. Earth will no longer be sustainable for all life. If you see a zombie, stay extremely still and do not make a sound. We now conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system. This is Matthew, signing off forever.